that these scenes of celebration will be repeated. In the second round first leg last week, York drew 1-1 with Premiership Everton at Goodison Park, setting up the chance of another upset. First to a packed Bootham Crescent, and York's manager Alan Little is hoping for another memorable night for the fans.
They'll be out in force tonight. All the tickets have gone for the York fans. They're looking for another upset, and I hope I do it for them.
There are more than 8,000 in the ground, young and old. Among them, your commentator, John Helm.
Everything's different tonight. The national press are here hoping to see an upset, and if it happens, they'll have a close-up view from the benches strategically placed for them on the touchline. Neil Tolson was a winner in the corresponding round last year for Bradford City against Nottingham Forest and scored last week at Goodison. Of the 4 pre-match doubtfuls, only Gary Hemsworth has failed to come through, so there's a timely return at left-back for Wayne Hall, whose groin injury has restricted him to just 30 minutes reserve team action all season. Gary Speed returns to Yorkshire for the first time since leaving Leeds United in the summer. He, of course, played in last season's final, but doesn't need reminding of the result. There's no Duncan Ferguson in Joe Royal's side. The Scot needs knee surgery, but this side still contains 8 internationals, including the entire defence. It's 6 years since Steve Lodge had charge of a game here at Bootham Crescent. The Barnsley official has since progressed to being one of the top referees in the country. The crowd of around 8,000 anticipated here. It's the first time Everton have ever played at Bootham Crescent. And in fact, York now only have to play West Ham United and Ipswich for the full set of the 92. There's David Unsworth, Everton's captain and England international, back to a Welsh international who always seems to have been in goal for Everton, Neville Southall. Unsworth, one of the younger breed, Southall definitely one of the oldest. Held up well by Tolson, and then Murty. Making good ground, and the ball slipped forward. It's a good one for Tolson, who was almost in there, and a little bit of slackness in the centre of the Everton defence. Well, Barrett had to use his pace. I'm sure it's a relief for York City that they don't have the aerial menace of Duncan Ferguson to contend with this evening. Played forward by Bull. Not quite long enough to get Tolson in. Southall's boot and then Speed's head carried play into the York half. Lovely playing surface, and McMillan does well to ride the challenge of Limpar there. And that was good play too by Gary Bull. It frees Murty. Wide left is Paul Stephenson, who will attack Parkinson, and Stephenson's cross skidded away off Parkinson's studs. It's an enterprising start from York, no question about that. Just too much strength on Adrian Randall's reverse ball. Trying to apply some pressure, and will be York's throw, conceded by Hinchcliffe. Taken up again by Murty. Great running from Murty, and he'll whip the shot in. It cracks away off the body of Earl Barrett. He certainly felt that, and now away goes the speed man, Kanchelskis. Rideout, but his feet are rather tangled up. So Limpar hoists one up there. Danger here to the York goal. It's over the top, and then he goes the whistle at foul gone. Gary Speed always been strong in the air though. Well, there's no Duncan Ferguson, but there is Gary Speed to get on the end of just that sort of pass. Randall's header, intercepted by Hinchcliffe. And Everton prepared to mix it, long and short passes alike. Here's Graham Stuart, who's good, and wriggles away. Kanchelskis. Great turn from Kanchelskis as well. He's not all about speed. Barrett dispossessed by Tolson. So it's been twice that Barrett's not done what he was meant to do. Murty's sharp as well for York. And he'll take it back and gets the shot in after the ball from Gary Bull. Pulled wide, but Murty is clearly a danger man for York tonight. Played the 1-2, took it back from Gary Bull, and didn't have much time to hit it under the challenge of Limpar. Plenty of pace supplied by young Graham Murty, just 21. Kanchelskis mustn't give him any space at all. Wide with Hinchcliffe. Limpar. And as Limpar may well have a go. He still might. Second chance for him, and this time it comes away off the ankles of Tony Barras and was harmless. There's a terrific atmosphere at Bootham Crescent, and it can unsettle even the biggest of clubs. That's a good header from Stephenson, and Bull applies the pressure on Barrett. And as a result, York win the ball back in a dangerous area with Adrian Randall, who hit the shot, and a good one it was too. Adrian Randall, who's yet to score a goal for York City, struck that well. And a fine diving save by the Welsh keeper Southall at full stretch. Hottiger drives the ball forward, and there'll be another free kick for this. Barras the offender that time. And a good thump of Gary Spood's left boot sends the ball skying way over the top of the York crossbar. Never much danger of this one hitting the target. Well, again the ball held up, so the wind is swirling. Pepper into feet. Murty. He's done some very good things tonight, Graham Murty. And he rolls it wide now for Stephenson to attack Everton. It's lobbed in, and there's a header by Bull. Tolson comes to chase it. Here's Murty with the shot. Charge down, that's good defending from Everton, but a York corner. And they certainly created the space for the shot here. Stephenson clipped it in. Gary Bull with a back header. It came off Unsworth, broke free for Murty, and well charged down by Barrett. They'll raise the roof if they score from this. And McMillan knocked it in, but now he's going to have to get back sharply. Away goes Limpar. Kanchelskis on the far side, and there's Limpar. One defender, Murty, who's got back with him, and Murty's just as quick as Limpar. And that's good defending by York City. That looked a potentially lethal situation against them. So it's almost 2 years now since Joe Royle left Oldham Athletic for Everton, and he really has rebuilt the side tremendously well. They were going nowhere at the time. This is good work again from York. That's their job tonight, to unsettle Everton. They've got the advantage of the away goal. But they can't afford to concede possession like that to Limpar, who straight away tries to pick out Kanchelskis, who may still get in here. It's Kanchelskis on the outside, and he whips it across. Oh! Well, it can't have missed the base of the upright by more than 6 inches. With Graham Stuart closing in. And how close did Kanchelskis come to the night's opening goal? Let's see. Whisked by. And the agony etched on Graham Stewart's face. A stumble by Hall, the ball into Kanchelskis' path. He took on Barras, he took on Warrington, and it went wide. Well, York don't need to be overly ambitious at the moment, but it would be nice for them to get a goal. They did last year against Manchester United, only to eventually lose the tie 3-1. Up from McMillan. And Sharples had gone in there to try and claim it. It breaks for Rideout. Forward from Kanchelskis to Stuart. Parkinson. Room for him to try a shot. And it slips away, and Rideout can score for Everton, and does. Well, it was a fluke in many ways, but Rideout accepted the gift. Parkinson's shot scythed along the ground, flew up into the air off Sharples' boot, and with Warrington coming from his goal, Rideout whipped it beyond him and into the York goal. So it's an unlucky goal for York City to concede. Sharples knew nothing about it or his whereabouts. Rideout knew where the goal was. Pepper into that corner for Tolson. York's throw. But Everton have defended with some ease, really, certainly in the last few minutes. Southall hasn't really made a save as yet. There's the long throw, which is down to Pepper, who'll hit a shot here. With the left foot, it puts it wide. There's the long throw in, which can be disconcerting for defenders. Nigel Pepper wriggled into situation for the shot. Ball was wide. Top scorer this year here with 6 goals, all from midfield. It's found its way through for Stuart. Well, there have been some major scalps here over the years. Aston Villa, Arsenal. They both lost it. Liverpool could only draw here. Manchester United beaten last season. So York now try to add Everton's scalp to that list. As McMillan plies the ball in there, and Southall will have to be strong. He got the punch in. Stephenson can still cross the ball. Forward for Randall. Nice touch from Randall. They're queuing up in the centre. And there's the goal for York City. They get the equaliser through Tolson. Delight around Bootham present. That's the celebration. Well, they're sitting down for it now, but they were all alert enough for the goal, which brings the tie all square again. And Randall takes great credit for this. Southall was struggling once he really flapped at that punch. But there was a lovely touch from Randall there, which took him into the clear. He whipped the ball back, and Tolson rattled in his 3rd goal in 3 games. They'll be happier now. Ball to take on Unsworth. Stephenson's charging forward, and Everton might be torn asunder again here. Stephenson must pull it back, and it's right across, and Stephenson's there again, and he whips it wide. Tolson was screaming for the ball into the middle. York could well have been in front. Stephenson always got the better of Unsworth there. Tolson was in a great position. Barrett stretched. Stephenson hit the rebound wide. Well, York have harried and hustled well. They didn't perform very well here against Stockport County on Saturday, but they performed well enough to go into the dressing room all square at half-time for Rideout. After an unfortunate deflection by John Sharples, put Everton into the lead, but Neil Tolson popped up yet again for York City. 3 goals in 3 for him. So at half-time here, it's York City 1, Everton 1. The Minster City has seen some famous footballing nights over recent years. I wonder if we're on the threshold of another one here at Bootham Crescent. 1-1 at half-time, so someone has to score now. Otherwise we go to extra time and penalties. Swept wide, and Everton have made a change during the interval, and teenager Michael Branch is on and taking the place of the scorer Rideout, and there goes Branch, and he's down in a heap. He'll only be 18 next month, so here is youth given its opportunity by Joe Royle. Joe Royle felt he had to do something. Rideout didn't quite look fully fit. He has been soldiering on with an Achilles problem. Hinchcliffe backs one in. It nearly ricocheted back to another Everton man, and now it's Kanchelskis. Wriggles to find space. There was none there for him, but Everton rebuild with Parkinson, and now with Hinchcliffe. An audacious touch from Branch, but then it's cleared. And this is Murty. He's taken them all on by himself. Some exciting running there from Graham Murty, enjoying his best season here at Bootham Crescent since joining the club as a junior. Hottiger. And again York chasing every ball. Trying to force mistakes out of Everton, and that they do, but now Hall loses it, and away goes Branch, and he's quick, and Branch hits the shot. Brilliant try from Michael Branch. 17 years of age, prodigious talent, much appreciated by those Everton fans who've come across from Merseyside. Once he was in possession from Hall's slip, he was on his way, and what a lovely effort by Michael Branch. From Randall, a neat flick from Tolson, but it didn't find Murty, and away goes Hinchcliffe for Everton, and there's a man wide on his left. Oh dear, it was beyond Limpar. Pepper for York, 1-1 the score, 2-2 on aggregate. The ball through for Tolson, he can hit one from here. Terrific try from Neil Tolson, and he's inches away from further glory. Neville Southall was really scampering across to try and combat that. Pepper had picked Tolson out with a delightful ball over the top of the defence, down off the chest, thumping one just wide. Great ball from Pepper, and he'd broken that back line, Tolson, and he is a handful, as Southall knows. There's a nice header down for Branch. It's Hinchcliffe now. There's only one in the middle to aim at, and it was never going to reach Kanchelskis first time. Nor will it reach him second time. Comes instead to Hottiger. Good ball from Parkinson to Hinchcliffe, and he's got plenty of room now to measure the cross. Dangerous one in. Just eluded Stuart, but good defending by York City to their credit there. And Tolson has pulled away, and he was onside, and Stephenson's onside as well. And Hottiger has to backtrack, and Stephenson could get a second here. So unlucky, but it's got to be number 2. Gary Bull knocks it in. York in front. Oh, they're loving every minute of this. And York City are at it again. They were caught out by McMillan's long ball. They were looking to play offside. Stephenson broke that offside trap, cut inside Mark Hottiger. He was unlucky not to score. There was no stopping Gary Bull. Thank you very much. Bull's first goal of the season, and what a time to get it. It may have been easy, but it is priceless. So a first of the season for Gary Bull. His last Coca-Cola goals were back in 1992, scored for Barrett against Peterborough. Joe Royle knows that Everton are on the end of some pretty nasty headlines in the morning if it stays like this. They've not won any of their last 7 matches, and they've not won away since a victory at Sheffield Wednesday in April. The portents are not good at the moment. Tolson's there with another flick, and 2 York men, 2 Everton men came for the same clearance. As a result, it's mopped up by Randall. Oh, it's a great ball through the middle for Stuart, and the keeper Warrington just got there in time. Very alert goalkeeping from 20-year-old Andy Warrington. Strange to think Everton's season began so promisingly with a 2-0 victory over Newcastle. They're on the back foot again now. There's a real chance here. Murty's away. Tolson is in the middle. If they get a third, it may well be good night Everton. Murty will flick it back here for Pepper, who'll rattle it in. And Southall makes the save this time. But they were at 6s and 7s there, the Everton defence. Good save, Neville Southall. Stuart allowed it to run through. Neatly done by McMillan. He wasn't phased, and he hits the long ball in here for Tolson again. Can he finish it? Tolson with the shot. His arrows wide of the left-hand upright, and again Everton were caught out with the long ball out of defence, and they are like statues back there. Watch now as Andy McMillan hoists this one over the top. Look at them, Everton trying to backtrack. Tolson lifts it over Southall, who was very relieved. Now Branch. Oh, and this might be very handy for Limpar. He's weaved his way into a good shooting position. Cracking try from Anders Limpar, and the deflection took it over the top of the York bar. Good job, it might have been in the top corner of the net otherwise. Let's see where that deflection was from. Was it Andy Warrington's fingertips? Good save if it was. Could have come off Sharples, but anyway, it's a corner. And it's everybody up for Everton, barring Southall and Barrett. And the keeper didn't come from his line, but it didn't matter. With Hottiger now. Hinchcliffe. And they've gone for the aerial route again, and they could suffer. No, Gary Speed gets his angles all wrong. Not a happy man, Joe Royle. Willie Donachie on his right. Looks equally glum at the moment, and this, no, he's offside. Murty really was close to glory then. He couldn't stop rolling the ball into the net. Can't blame him for that. I think Joe Royle would have known it was curtains if that one had counted. Murty lost out that time to Hinchcliffe. Kanchelskis, here's a dangerous moment, and Andriy Kanchelskis, the shot can't have missed by more than a foot. It happened to him in the first half, it's happened to him here in the second as well. We could well have been going into extra time there. Bobbled wide. Everton have to throw everybody forward. The York fans want to hear the final whistle. It won't come yet. Off the head of the defender. Oh, and down he goes, and the referee looks. And no penalty given. Kanchelskis continues, confronted by Hall. Can Everton snatch a goal now? It'd be cruel on York if they do. Parkinson might get a shot in. No, he doesn't. Clapped away by McMillan. Roars around Bootham Crescent. Well, another heart-stopping moment for York fans there. When Branch went down. Well, this was the moment. There is Branch coming across, and I think he skidded through, and I think he fell over his own feet. Speed. All hands to the pump for York City again now. It's frantic down there. They want the throw in and they get it. They have battled their socks off, York City. Stephenson, he's played well. And he angles a great ball through the middle for Murty. There's trouble here for Hinchcliffe. Murty goes on and on and on and on and into the net. And York City are surely going through to the next round of the Coca-Cola Cup. The name is Graham Murty. They've done it again. They believe they have anyway. Murty's the name. He takes the salute. What a great ball from Stephenson, who laid on the second for goal. Here Hinchcliffe was always in trouble with the bouncing ball. Southall dashed out to try and rescue the situation, and Graham Murty scores York's third goal, his first of the season, and glory, glory, hallelujah, York City. What a night for them again. Desperate night for Everton. At the moment, anyway, as away goes Branch. Can they get a second goal? No, not for the moment. No, he's a joyful, happy lad tonight, isn't he? Alan Little. He'll go down in York City history. And this is why he's beaming all over his face. Murty applying the pressure on Hinchcliffe. The bounce unkind for the defender. Nothing Southall could do. And what a night to be called Graham Murty. Surely it's too late for Everton now. Unsworth puts the ball across. Still got to be dealt with. And there might be something this time. It's Branch. And it must get through. It does. It's the second goal for Everton. But you can tell from the reaction that they feel it's too late. Unsworth hooked it across. Warrington always looked to be in trouble. And then it comes back to Michael Branch here. It takes a huge deflection. And then it's actually Gary Speed who flicks it in. So the credit goes to Gary Speed. But the night belongs to York City. They've done to Everton what they did to Manchester United. Another glory night at Bootham Crescent. It didn't start very well with Rideout putting Everton ahead. But Neil Tolson equalised, and then Gary Bull and 21-year-old Graham Murty won the night for York. And despite Gary Speed's late consolation for Everton, another Premier League scalp is under York City's belt. York City 3, Everton 2. York go through 4-3 on aggregate. Alan, I just said to you, how do you keep on doing it?
It's a good question. I don't really know. I think the quality's here. I mean, that's obvious. You can't beat sides like Man United last year. Okay, a different side probably, 6 or 7 changes, but the quality's here again. They've showed tonight individually, collectively, we're as good as Everton. We deserve to win tonight.
Did you feel you were going to do it even before the match tonight?
We were confident. I mean, especially when we saw Ferguson and Short were out. I mean, our hopes were raised then, and they let us play, and so we're a good side against the opposition. So I mean, back to the league on Saturday, pick up a few points.
Joe, what's the principal emotion after that? One of hurt or one of anger?
Both hurt, anger, disappointment, puzzlement, really. I mean, I heard our fans shouting, "What's going on?" And I'm asking the same question. I mean, we've had a long chat in the dressing room, asking the same things, and the players are equally puzzled. From a season that started so full of hope, here we are now on a retrieval mission.
So, whose name will come out of the hat with York when the draw's made for the third round later this evening? Well, their manager, Alan Little, is hoping it's another Premiership side, Aston Villa, managed by his brother Brian. For the moment, though, York, and Lincoln for that matter, are enjoying their time in the spotlight. At Bootham Crescent this morning, they were cleaning up and nursing sore heads after another giant-killing performance in the League Cup. York outplayed Everton to win 3-2 on the night and 4-3 over 2 legs. Neil Tolson put them 2-1 in front. Graham Murty delighted the home supporters with the goal which ensured a place in round 3.
Graham Murty will score! 3-1 to York City! A brilliant individual goal by Murty!
It's a fabulous feeling. We've dumped the Premier League side out of the cup again. It's fabulous. I just want to go enjoy it now.
I don't know what it is. We always tend to pick ourselves up, you know, for games like this. But we've got to start performing in the league now, and when we do, we'll be hopefully we're playing against Everton week in, week out.
After the celebrations, the manager's thoughts are turning to this evening's third-round draw. Who does he fancy next?
I don't mind. I think we've had our luck a little bit. You know, we've had 2 great draws last 2 years. We'll take anyone. I mean, you want a big one, don't you? I mean, I keep saying for a joke, I like Aston Villa, and I'd love to go back there, but if I get that, I'll be delighted. But anything will do, really.
York's exploits are front-page news in the city's evening paper again.
Evening press, please.
Thank you.
Some say last night's victory was even more impressive than the one last year over Manchester United.
This time they haven't lost at all against Everton. They drew with the backs to the wall display at Goodison last week, but last night were in sensational form. And to beat or knock out 2 Premiership sides over 3 hours of football over 2 legs is quite an...
And Barnet all have hopes of causing more shocks. Last night, 2nd Division York pulled off the biggest upset so far, knocking out Everton. Robert McCaffrey was there.
It's the Coca-Cola Cup, which means they must be celebrating in York. Alan Little's big men did it again against big-time opposition. 3-2 on the night, prompting the fans of the otherwise sleepy city of York to go mad.
What a fantastic occasion. Brilliant. You just got to look at these supporters here. This is for them today. Fantastic it was. You deserved it as well. Yeah, we played well today. We played well all season. We like to get the ball down and play football. And this is our reward today.
It had looked for all the world that Everton would cruise to victory when they took the lead through Paul Rideout. It was a strange kind of goal, but instead of inspiring the Premiership side, it merely served to inspire York. Adrian Randall's purposeful running caused Everton all sorts of problems, and when finally he managed to deliver the telling goal, Neil Tolson, who was once an Oldham player under Joe Royle, finished clinically to set us all rolling. It was Tolson's striking partner Gary Bull who made it 2-1 in the second half to really put the frighteners on Everton. Stephenson deserved a goal himself, but credit Bull, who was on hand to tap in. He sensed an upset and we weren't about to be disappointed. The body language on the 2 benches reflected the mood, its injuries and poor form, which made Joe Royle a worried manager at the moment. But credit Alan Little for taking on these major sides and continually beating them over 2 legs. The third goal really sealed it for York, with Everton chasing the game and pushing up. They were caught out when Graham Murty hoodwinked Andy Hinchcliffe to finish past Neville Southall with 4 minutes to go. What's going on, cried the Everton fans. Finally their side managed to pull themselves back into it, but all too little too late. Gary Speed with a clever little back heel, making the scoreline respectable. But it was definitely York's evening, and they're kind of getting used to this type of thing around here.
It's nice, isn't it? On reflection, I think, you know, we played terrifically well. I think for the first 20-25 minutes I thought was superb, and they never recovered from that, did they? You know, they got the goal from a little bit of a fluke, but we came back, tremendous finish. I think we deserved it on the night.
At the moment, players aren't having a good time and influential players are missing, but it still does note to the fact there was nobody out there in a blue shirt tonight that you didn't know about or know of, and that should still be good enough to have seen us through. I mean, quite honestly, we were appalling at times.
Bitterly disappointed Joe Royle, but a delighted York City. Robert McCaffrey, Sky Sports at Bootham Crescent.
Last year you knocked out Manchester United. This year it's Everton. How do you do it? What's in the water up there?
Well, it's not easy, is it? It's not easy, but we've done very well. I mean, the team played exceptional on the night. Over the 2 legs, we deserve to go through.
Your brother is manager at Aston Villa, obviously. They're the cup holders. How would you like to play them next?
I'd love to play them. I mean, I was there as a youngster, and my brother's the manager there. For me, it'd be a great return to Aston Villa. I've never been back since I left. And for my players, it'd be a great test.
Thanks a lot, Alan. We'll speak again shortly. As we've seen, Lincoln...
2 teams left in the competition. Here are some of the numbers to look out for. The cup holders, Aston Villa, are number 2. Liverpool are number 13. Manchester United, number 14. And our 2 giant killers, Lincoln City, number 12. And York City, number 24. The ties have played over 1 leg at this stage of the competition. Leslie's going to draw for the home teams. David will draw the numbers for the away teams. So, Leslie, give the bag a bit of a stir. And let's start.
Okay, it's number 24.
Which is York City.
Number 27.
We'll play Leicester City.
Number 31.
Is Tottenham Hotspur.
Number 23.
We'll play Sunderland.
Number 20.
Is Port Vale.
Number 19.
We'll play Oxford United.
And number 4.
Bolton Wanderers.
Number 25.
We'll play Chelsea.
Number 29.
Wimbledon.
Number 26.
We'll play Luton Town.
Number 32.
West Ham United.
Number 17.
We'll play Nottingham Forest.
Number 5.
Is Charlton Athletic.
Number 13.
We'll play Liverpool.
Number 8.
Gillingham.
Number 6.
We'll play Coventry City.
Number 10.
Ipswich Town.
Number 7.
We'll play Crystal Palace.
28.
Southampton.
Number 12.
Against Lincoln City.
Number 3.
Blackburn Rovers.
Number 21.
We'll play Stockport County.
14.
Manchester United.
Number 30.
We'll play Swindon Town.
15.
Middlesbrough.
Number 9.
Huddersfield Town.
Number 16.
Newcastle United.
Number 18.
We'll play Oldham.
Number 22.
Stoke City.
Number 1.
We'll play Arsenal.
Number 11.
Leeds United.
Number 2.
will play Aston Villa. And that completes the draw for the third round of the Coca-Cola Cup. Those ties will be played in the week beginning October the 21st, perhaps the outstanding tie, the one we've just seen, involving Aston Villa and Leeds United. We'll recap on the full draw in a moment. First, let's find out what our guests at York think. So let's go to York, where Alan Little is waiting. So, Alan, you've got another Premiership side. Fancy your chances against Leicester?
Yeah, I mean, it's important. It's at home. Newly promoted Leicester. I think it gives us a good chance. I don't think they'll relish coming here. But they are a good side. They've got some good players. But we'll enjoy that draw, I think.
How difficult is it, or how easy is it, I suppose I should say, Alan, to get your players motivated for a tie like this?
I won't take any motivating against Premiership sides. The boys will be up for it and ready. I'm sure we'll give them a good game on the night.
Does it tend to, in a situation like this, Alan, do you tend to run out of steam once you've beaten a couple of Premiership sides, perhaps?
Yeah, it's happened in the past. I mean, we beat Manchester last year, Man United, and we never got up after that. We lost a lot of games. We had a poor season. I need a reaction now off my players. I've got 4 or 5 league games before this Leicester game. I need to get some points in the bag and get ready for this game, make sure we prepare.